the way our brain works is we put things into these folders in our brain, or what are called frames. I'll actually show you some of the science behind this because it just absolutely so fascinates me. So if I say, oh, I saw Joe last week, you'll start framing. In your frame, you'll draw a picture. Yeah. Oh, Joe. Oh, we just talked about Joanne Locke. And so you'll bring up a picture in your mind of Joe. Yeah. And I'll say, yeah, Joe's doing great, you know, and he was talking about some problems he has in Miami, and then Joe? So and this is called breaking the frame. So the frame is what we use to start to create a picture of the world or of something. And breaking the frame is when what is in your picture doesn't map to whatever's happening.
Yeah.
So every word, everything human beings do occur in frames. Right. So if I start to say, okay, let's look at this red wine, all right, then you'll start filling up the frame with possibilities, and you'll eliminate certain things because maybe it's not Pinot because it's too dark, or it's not a Barolo because it's too ruby and not this, or maybe it's a modern Barolo but this, and then when you smell it you'll go, oh no, it's not a Barolo, it's probably this. And so you're using your memories, your associations, you're creating your frame and filling up the picture. Mm-hmm. Now part of what happens when you're got the psycho brain of a wine person, or of a chef, or of a wine and food fanatic, you'll also start, oh, this is a big wine, and so it would be appropriate to have it in a bigger glass, and it's got the dark red color, so you'll start then making metaphorical associations to things like a cow. Cows are big, their meat is red, and etc. They're strong, this is strong wine, and so you start filling it up, and then you metaphorically look at sole. They're little fish, their flesh is white, cream is delicate. The big strong red wine would smash the little fish. and you've actually created that in your mind, that there's no way that could match, because it would be breaking the frame. That doesn't fit in what you've learned. And this is my favorite freaking thing to do. It's called all the wrong stuff. So we're going to start by just trying the wine a little bit. You can do this at home. Make some Dover Sole à la bonne femme. And especially for your palate, this might be a little strong, alcoholic, tannins there, yeah, but pretty well resolved, pretty tasty wine.
Yeah.
A really nice standard of a wine that would get 94, 95 points. This is a Swanson Cabernet Sauvignon from Oakville, Clark Swanson and family. Now, the little fish. Oh my God, it's so delicate. Look how it just breaks apart. And you take a little bite. And cream and mushrooms. Okay, delicate, kind of delicious.
Lovely.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here comes the big bad wine. Oh no, don't do this. Smooth, rich, and delicious.
Yeah, the wine.
Try the fish. Oh no, the wine's going to overpower the fish. Look out, look out. You'll not be able to savor the delicacy. It would be lost. This big bad wine.
Yeah, I'm getting the full impact of both.
It doesn't happen. We conjure up all this crap about wine and food that doesn't happen. And you can pull 100 experts in wine and food pairing who will all tell you unequivocally, no, that won't work. And I'll guarantee you, not one of them has ever tried it.
True.
It's just in their imagination of metaphors and the big wine and the little fish, and you should do this and you shouldn't do that.
And they've learned through a time that this is how you do wine and food, and yeah.
It's absolutely insane, isn't it? And again, the flatheads, we're trying all these things and say, oh, well, you don't do this. Well, why not? Because they told me not to?
Yeah.
So let's try it. And then we try it, and it's like, that's the flatheads. You can become a flathead. Try these things. I mean, honest to God. Now, if you're hypersensitive, you are not going to like this. That's fine, but this isn't the wine you would like anyways.
Yeah.
So the hypersensitive have created what's called a food wine, which lower intensity, lower tannins, more, and guess what? That's just the wine they like.
Yeah.
So the people who love the big, rich, high alcohol, intense wine, the tolerant tasters, are going to not like that wine to begin with, and they'll like it even less with the food.
So the trick is, drink the wine you like to drink, and eat the wine you like to.
There you go.
Eat the food you like to eat.
And if it does get a little bit bitter, all right, asparagus is very high in umami taste. Umami taste tends to make wine exaggerated in bitterness and astringency. And wine actually has umami taste, so when you have it in the asparagus, you can't taste it in the wine as much. So take a little bite of asparagus. And again, the more tolerant tasters are not even going to get this, but asparagus has most umami taste of any green vegetable. And it's that wonderful sweetness that's not really sweetness. Now try your wine. Maybe you get a little exaggeration of the bitterness and the heat.
Definitely the heat.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, hand me the salt. And this is all you ever need to know about wine and food pairing. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to salt the lemon just a little bit. And squeeze it on here. You can salt the asparagus a little bit if you want. This is what my seasoning vignon does actually. It's got the lemon and everything else in it. Take another bite. Now, humans like it when we get flavor, combination of sensations. You get that wonderful sweetness, the acidity, the salt usually makes the food taste better.
Yeah.
It's more complete.
Yeah.
Try your wine. Problem solved.
Yeah, it's back in balance.
Absolutely no problem. Now, when my wife does the asparagus, or when your son grows up and tries the asparagus in wine, it will be horrible. That little bit of change you got will be magnified hugely.
Right.
And the logical result would be don't have asparagus with wine. But guess what? A little bit of acidity, a lot of salt for him because it's just his nature for everything,
Yeah.
and the wine becomes smooth. And this is what people just absolutely go wide-eyed about. Take a piece of lemon. It's got salt on it already. Try this at home. A little lick, just a little bit. And now try your wine. Soft and smooth as a baby's butt.
Super smooth.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And we don't know that. Why doesn't everybody?
And the heat's not that.
The heat's gone and whatever. This is why your son's dumping salt on his food and the ketchup and the whatever. It mitigates all that stuff, and he's getting it 10 times the level that you're getting it, and it's excruciating.
Yeah.
And he needs something to put that out.
Right.
And so his only solution, not knowing this, is to resort to the ketchup. All right. Now you can actually start to prepare foods, give him the opportunity to spit it out. Our son, hypersensitive, knows when we want him to try something. He tried a fried oyster last couple weeks. All right. For a hypersensitive, that whole texture of this is not going to happen. He put his plate over to the side. Oh, you know what it was? It was Oysters Rockefeller. And it was a celebration, it was for his birthday dinner. So he put his side plate over, he had his napkin ready, he tried the oyster, found out it was absolutely disgusting and nothing that he's ready for at this time. He took his napkin, gently put it back onto the plate, and he's allowed to do that. And he never refuses to try food.
Uh-huh.
And that's the secret. If you say, no, you put that, keep that in your mouth. You know, it's like, ah! They're going crazy.
Happy to say that.
So basically now, here's the metaphor and why metaphors in wine and food matching. Okay, oh, I smell the really complex, rich, concentrated fruit aromas and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to conjure up, this has the smell of brambleberries, so I'm going to do a roast duckling and a brambleberry sauce, and that'll, you know, be this beautiful magical match. So wine's made from grape. It should have a smell of grapes from whence it was made. Take a bite of grape. Thank you very much. Work, work, work. Yummy acidity. You get the tannin on the skin.
Yeah.
Try your wine. It's got to be magical. And it absolutely unequivocally sucks.
Yeah.
So, so in the mind of wine experts, we're creating these magical matches. More often than not, when we've got wine experts creating wine and food matches, they actually make it suck more. They increase the succosity of the conversation by trying to match it.
Yeah.
And we don't even know that that's what we're doing. And then we find the final thing is that we've got certain things that we call cusp items. Tomatoes, you'll find every possible do this, don't do this recommendation. And so first, try a bite of tomato. Tomatoes are red. Italian wines, we think red and Chianti. Even though tomatoes came from Peru, they weren't part of the culture for Italy until relatively recently, historically. And up until the 1850s or so, they were yellow, not red.
Wow.
Yeah, they were ornamental poisonous fruit called Palma de Oro, yellow apples. And they were part of nightshade, and if you ate them off of pewter, they gave you food poisoning.
Wow.
And it wasn't until a period of extreme poverty that they started eating tomatoes. All right, now take a sip of your wine. If you have 100 people, 30 people will think this sucks, 30 people will love it, and 30 people will just be on the fence.
Yeah.
That's all. Different vino types, different sensitivities.
Yeah.
Add a little salt and lemon juice. Take another bite. Way more delicious tomato.
Yeah.
Try your wine again. Smooth, rich, and delicious. So what wine should you have with tomatoes, with asparagus, with sole? The wine you love. Sweet, dry, big red, delicate white, beautiful rosé from Provence. Have the friggin' wine you like.